Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for joining us at smallcapvoice.com. We are once again joined by Cliff Emmons of IIOT-Oxys, traded on the OTC under the ticker symbol ITOX. Couple of great pieces of news out there, but we're going to focus on one today early on in this, and we're going to talk about a lot of things actually in this interview. But first, let me welcome Cliff. Cliff, thanks so much for joining us again.
It's great to be here, Stuart.
Well, let's get the headline and the date line, and then we'll jump right into it. IIOT-Oxys Incorporated signs co-marketing and co-selling agreement with ITOX Sensor Networks for indoor air quality sensors and systems. So the date line on that, everyone, is October 4th, 2022. And Cliff, when we talk about this, and we have talked about this in a series of interviews with you, really the pervasive theme for this is this rapid progression. Let's talk about that. Let's get your color on how you've managed to maintain this momentum and what this latest agreement will mean to both of your companies.
Thanks, Stuart. I credit the momentum to the like-minded thinking of the leadership teams at ITOX and ours here at Oxys. Dan and his wife, Jessica, have the same drive to grow their company as we do here at Oxys. It also helps that both companies are similar sizes, small and nimble, so it doesn't take us long to reach consensus on paths forward. The result is rapid momentum. It was less than a month between when we announced the completion of the proof of concept, or POC, and this recent co-marketing, co-selling agreement for the Sentinel sensors and systems. This agreement means that we can help ITOX increase their bandwidth with closing sales of their sensors and systems, and it benefits Oxys in boosting our sales through the healthy commissions we'll receive.
So as I mentioned in the outset, this agreement is characterized as a co-marketing and co-selling collaboration. Give us some additional details on this agreement, how it's going to work, how it benefits both ITOX and Oxys.
Sure. I mentioned earlier that ITOX has a bandwidth challenge in closing the current sales leads they're generating from their current advertising spend. So the first step of this agreement is that Oxys will boost that advertising spend, which will generate more sales leads than ITOX can currently handle. ITOX will then provide Oxys with sales training so that we can in turn pick up the slack on closing those additional sales leads that are generated. The benefits are clear for both companies. ITOX closes more sales leads and generates more revenue, and Oxys wins by generating revenue through the sales commissions on the sales leads we close for ITOX. There's an additional benefit for Oxys, and that's that these sales commission revenues are much faster to turn than our current typical customer acquisition times and time to revenue for our current customers. So we expect revenue generated from these sales commissions to positively impact our fourth quarter revenue in 2022.
So the agreement focuses on ITOX's Sentinel indoor air quality sensor. Can you give us more details about that sensor, why it was chosen to be the central focus at this stage of the collaboration for the two companies?
Yes, the ITOX Sentinel sensor is their most popular sensor to date. It also constitutes the largest share of sales leads generated from their current advertising spend. So it made perfect sense to choose the Sentinel as the area of focus for this co-marketing and co-selling agreement. The Sentinel is an indoor air quality, abbreviated IAQ sensor, that measures volatiles, such also referred to as EVOCs, and particulate matter, as well as other environmental conditions such as temperature and relative humidity. So it makes it the perfect sensor for individual rental property owners, up to even large commercial real estate installations. So we're very excited about helping contribute to future sales growth of this product for ITOX.
Well, more positive, the press release from last week had some good news from your third quarter. As we wrap up this interview, any thoughts you'd like to share on this progress, not only with IIOT, but within the company and in all your verticals?
Thanks, Stuart. Yes, we have some great news. With the close of our third quarter at the end of September, we wanted to share that our third quarter revenues did indeed exceed those of our second quarter, just as we predicted. We're also confident our earlier guidance that revenue for the second half of 2022 will exceed that generated in the first half of 2022. And in total, we're optimistic of our projections for total revenue in 2022 to return to 2019 levels. Finally, we're excited to execute on this co-marketing and co-selling agreement of the IIOT Sentinel sensor, as it will also contribute to our fourth quarter and overall 2022 sales.
Outstanding. Well, again, what a great time for you to put OT ticker symbol ITOX on your watch list. It's time for you to take a closer look at ITOX. Again, the company's name is IIOT-Oxys. We're speaking with the CEO of the company, Cliff Emmons. Cliff, as always, thanks for making time for us here at Small Cap Voice.
Thanks, Stuart. It's always a pleasure speaking with you.
Check out Cliff on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Check out the company on all their social platforms. Visit us here at smallcapvoice.com to get in touch with them. We've launched our Discord channel as well. We want you to check that out. So for Cliff Emmons, this is Stuart Smith saying thanks so much for joining us today.